Over the past few years, the Peacock has been actively acting as a soloist and engaged in being. In 2010, he worked on many other projects with pianist Mark Copeland, guitarist Bill Frisell, saxophonist Lee Konitz, pianist Marilyn Crispell and drummer Joey Barron. Early in the decade, Peacock married his first wife Annette Peacock, who later became a famous avant-garde artist and composer and began creative collaboration with Canadian free jazz pianist Paul Bley. Gary Peacock, the legendary jazz bassist who played and recorded with such artists as Keith Jarrett, Albert Euler, Bill Evans, Tony Williams and Mark Copeland, passed away, reports NPR. Gary Peacock was born in 1935 in Idaho. He began as a drummer and pianist, and then switched to bass during a military mission in Germany, playing in a jazz ensemble. In the 60s, Peacock performed live with Miles Davis and played on albums such as Trio 64 by Bill Evans and Spiritual Unity by Albert Oilers. Peacock had a close relationship with Euler, and he also regularly worked with drummer Paul Motian, whom he knew as part of the Bill Evans Trio. In 1977, Peacock hired pianist Keith Jarrett and drummer Jack DeJohnette for his Tales of Another album. After his release, he moved to Los Angeles and found his first concerts in the late 50s, where he played with such great West Coast jazz fans as Art Pepper and Bud Shank before finding his way to New York in the 60s. In 2018, ECM released After the Fall, a live recording of Peacock, Jarrett and DeJohnette, who performed in New Jersey in 1998. The band focused on their own interpretation of jazz standards and released several joint recordings over the next 2 decades, including 1984 Changes, 1990 The Cure and 1991 Tribute. The discography of the band also includes 3 standard live albums: Standard Live, Still Live and Standard in Norway. The trio, reunited in 1983 for Jarrett's double album Standards, a volume by Gary Peacock, was 85 years old. To read this article again, go to my profile and then to the Record Stories page.